Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to tell you. I would like to tell you a story of my passion and ambitions in life. And this is where it all started. As a student, I was making some money of refurbishing old bikes. On the 1st of July 2016, I had the chance to buy 200 bikes for $200. Yes, $1 a bike. I know, very great deal. I repaired 100 of them, made them look good in this garage, and earned quite a lot of money. And I always asked my customers what they liked the most about bikes. I learned that most people buy and ride a bike for the environment. But the thing I realized is that those bikes are not made in an eco-friendly way. In fact, the bicycle industry is very harmful for the environment. So I asked myself, what if there was an eco-friendly made bicycle? 1 month later, I had a talk with my great uncle in Brussels. He travels a lot, so I don't get to see him that much, but when I see him, he always tells me about his adventures. And I remember this moment as a very special moment. Uncle Roland went like this. Thibaut, do you know that in Vietnam, people are riding bamboo bikes? My reaction was like, whoa, what? Bamboo bikes? It just so happens at that time, I had been studying the material bamboo for over 3 years. I know a lot about bamboo, but I've never thought about making bikes out of it. It makes sense. Bamboo has some extraordinary qualities, so I had to look into that. Immediately that night, I started researching. And I found out that bamboo is the perfect material for bikes, but the way they have been making bamboo bikes is wrong. In fact, the bamboo is connected together with carbon fiber and epoxy. Those two materials are extremely dangerous for your body and not at all eco-friendly. I've tested it all. And unlike the people in Vietnam, I was lucky enough to wear a protective mask. So despite all of this, a bamboo bike could be such a beautiful and eco-friendly product. I had to improve this. I started brainstorming, as you can see here, my first design ideas. I went from prototype to prototype. And ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to present you our eco bike. It looks good, it feels good, and it does good. We use our unique and proprietary metal joints to connect our bamboo. I call them our smart connectors because they're really innovative. And we can paint them in every color the customer wants. For example, blue, green, pink. I said, it looks good. Come on, I don't even have to explain this part. It feels good. People love the comfort of our bikes. That's because bamboo naturally dampens the vibrations of the road. And it does good. Why does it do good? First, our eco bike drastically reduces the amount of steel, 60% less. Second, on top of that, we're actually using recycled steel, which uses 45% less energy. And third, bamboo. Of course, bamboo. Bamboo is such an unbelievable and underestimated material in every way. Bamboo is stronger than steel, can grow up to 3 feet a day, and moreover, generates more oxygen than any kind of tree. So we are building the world's first CO2 neutral bike. Time to give the people what they want. And what's the market size for this? In my country, tiny little Belgium alone, there are 500,000 bikes sold every year. If we take a look at Belgium and our neighbor, the Netherlands, that's a 1.5 million bikes that are sold every year. That's a $2 billion industry per year. So now think about a huge country like the United States. Almost 15 times that market size. And more people are riding bikes every day. So you can only imagine the potential. Are we the only one to conquer this market? No. Bamboo bikes are already commercialized. And they look good, they feel good, but they don't do good. They are not using smart connectors like we do, what results in much more production time for the brand Verander. Plus, they import from Ghana to the Netherlands, resulting in a major carbon footprint. And Greenstar, they achieve this low price in cutting corners in terms of the environment and the quality of the bike parts. They only focus on a good-looking bike. We are the only company that uses bioresin, costs a bit more than epoxy, but is much more eco-friendly. And our bikes are Belgian-made. So, we identified 3 potential segments. We have the B2B, the bike rental, but we are going for the B2C. We're going to sell the bikes via a well-designed webshop where you can customize your own bike. This gives you a unique experience and great urge to buy our bikes. And in this market, we identified two customer segments: the people with intentions to do good for the environment and the people who want to stand out. And how are we going to reach those people? With content marketing, we are partners with well-known influencers on social media and are continuously seeking more. But we will organize workshops and events, and we will bring our promotion material. We have a unique experiential marketing, like the webshop I said, and a pop-up store. And we just had our first pop-up store in July. It was an enormous success. We constructed a huge bamboo structure. We had multiple weekly events going from kids, workshops from kids to bingo nights for my great uncle's friends. And how is this relevant? We made a platform to discuss sustainable lifestyle, showcase our bikes to thousands of people, and as important, capture email leads for target mailing marketing. So, through those two channels, we created a media bus, resulting in a much free marketing, as well as a strong community of potential customers. So, along the way, I've created a fantastic team. We're quite different from each other, but we have one thing in common. We're all hard workers. When I was 16 years old, I've established a successful sports club, and that's where I met Thomas, one of the 4 trainers, an experienced entrepreneur looking for a new challenge. He has the place to work and expensive equipment to use. Mate is so good at a lot of things. I call him the human octopus. He brings in startup experience, and at the moment he's mainly focusing on our brand new website. Then we have James. He's an industrial designer. He has an exceptional creative mindset, and he's a really smart guy, an absolute plus for our startup. And last but not least, Jelle. He joined the team most recently. He's our marketing ninja. Things he wants to get done will be done. So, this is where the story began. With the money from the old bikes, I started Planet B. Then we had our first prototypes, and then we had a very special moment in my life. I won 2 awards, one from the Entrepreneur and one from the university. Then we had the pop-up store, resulting in our first 14 pre-order sales and a strong community of potential customers. With the money from this competition, we will build the first 50 bikes, engraved from 1 to 50, and maybe next to it, VT. So, at the end of 2019, we want 500 bikes sold. The next year, 1,200 totally, in total. And in 2021, a total of 2,200 bikes sold. And that reflects on our financial plan. As you can see, in May 2020, we will be cumulative cash flow positive. To sell the 500 bikes, we need an investment of $200,000, as you can see at the end of 2018. And here you can see the revenues for the next 5 years. Our profit margin for the first 50 bikes is 28%, but after the investment of 200,000, we can bring this up to 44%. So our break, we had a meeting with our host company. Thank you for the meeting. And he went through all our financial stuff, and he said it was really good and actually really realistic, but because our break-even point is when we sell 34 bikes a month. That's 401 bikes a year. And as you can remember, I mentioned that there are 1.5 million bikes sold every year. That's 120,000 bikes a month, and we only need to sell 34 of them. And we are more ambitious than that. So, to sum it up, let's see it in action. Feels good. And we are here to bamboozle your world. Thank you for your attention.
Outstanding job, guys. This is really a fun presentation. I think the kind of the cheeky style fits kind of with the demographics you're aiming for too. My question is on kind of go-to-market and scale. I think you've got great ideas in starting events and really building a community. How do you envision growing the business, and what's kind of the go-to-market approach to really ramp that volume?
So we calculated $10,000 a month for our marketing. We will give bikes on influencers on social media who are really into doing good for the environment or want to stand out, and that's mainly our marketing. Also on Google advertising, etc. Not of course, and yeah. So that's how we want to do our marketing.
Very well done, guys, and it's a very attractive bike. Talk about a little bit. The weight appears to be a lot lighter. When you leave the Bamboo behind, and when you're competing with other bikes in a store that aren't Bamboo,
Yeah.
how do you compare, both on price and on weight?
Yeah, we're actually not aiming on the weight because we're using steel instead of aluminum, because aluminum has a much larger carbon footprint. I have a slide of that one. So here you can see steel is only 2000, and our Bamboo compensates the steel, so we get a CO2 neutral bike. So we're not aiming on the weight, but it is actually 28 pounds because of Bamboo and the connections with Bamboo. So it fits together.
Just to add something, like an average bike nowadays weighs like 28 or 30 pounds, so the weight is like the same.
Yeah. Did you have another question?
Yeah, the cost, how it compares to other bikes of
Yeah.
similar quality.
So in our country, Belgium, the average price is 844 euros. So it's a bit higher than here, and we did a survey for that one to know the price. We asked like 1,000 people. We asked a lot of people on the pop-up store, and we did a lot of research. That's how we have the price. And I also think that people want to do good for the environment or want to look good. They want to pay a little extra.
Congratulations. I love your enthusiasm. You talked about hiring someone that had industrial design experience. I like the way this bike looks. Are there other designs that you're planning on coming out with?
Yeah, so we first want to be cash flow positive, and then we might look into other city bikes or mountain bikes, maybe even an electric bike, because that's really a booming market. And James, the exceptional creative mindset, he's one of my best friends, and he's designing the smart connectors. So I calculated, and he designed it.
So I think what you showed us was the total bike market and opportunity, and I agree the amount of bikes you need to sell is a much smaller portion. What research and data have you found on that part of the bike market that would be looking at a more eco-friendly type of bike?
Well, actually, we didn't do too much research on that. Not too many results.
No. I only know.
On friendliness.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I answer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I only know that there is a company that started in Netherlands 1 year ago. The Frander, like I showed, and they're really booming. So, and they sell their bikes for like 1,700 euros. So it's much higher than ours, and they import from Ghana to the Netherlands. So, in my opinion, we improved that a lot.
Well done, guys. You know, being last on the judges panel to ask a question, it's often hard to come up with a good one. So I'm just going to say, does it come in maroon and orange?
We call it saffron orange.
Was that a subtle hint to say we're done? Just want to make sure I understand. Yes or no? Okay. My question actually has more to do with from your initial sales and from your initial customers. Are you getting any feedback on how durable the bike is? Because that tends to be something, at least in the United States, we're very interested in. So either testing or at least feedback.
Yeah. You would like to answer that?
Yeah, actually, we have 14 pre-orders, so they are not yet delivered. They will be in October.
Yeah.
But regarding the pop-up bar, people could try it out or organize the events, and they liked it.
And
At first, people don't trust bamboo because they think it's not durable or not too strong, but after they try it, they trust it.
yes, and bamboo actually lasts very long. We treat it with resin, so it could last yeah, much longer. But for example, there is a bridge in China who exists from 304 Christ and still exists. So it's made with bamboo cables. So bamboo really, and steel is one of the materials that last also forever.
Thanks. I'm just trying to get a sense for what your aspirations are as a business. Not just I want to be big, but if you were given, say, $5 million instead of $50,000 or something like that, would you be able to have a conversation with Bird or I'm sorry, not Bird, Jump Bike, someone like that? What are your aspirations when you two are together, just having a beer? Say, if we had this much more money, this is what we would do.
Yeah, we could expand a lot more because, for example,
Be
Deliveroo,
specific. Yeah.
they
Specifically.
yeah, specifically, just much more on marketing and improving the model, and we can lower the cost a lot because we can outsource it to, for example, if we would go into the USA market, we could start a company in Panama where there is very good quality of bamboo. You pay the ones who are working there more than they already earn, and you pay them much more less than you pay them in Belgium, for example. So you can bring that price much lower, and you have a lot of money to put into marketing, to make companies, to have salesmen. So yeah, we could improve a lot. Sure.
Thanks. And then one question from the audience. With global markets, how would you target global markets, particularly in Australia, where they could be quite popular, but there is less access to bamboo?
Oh, I've never thought about Australia. Sorry, guys. No, never thought about Australia.
Okay, well, looks like it should go on the list. Thank you.
All right, thanks you. Thank you.